You've heard that expression, no pain, no gain, but could that pain be causing big problems? I'm Jill Horner, this is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is Bryan Smith. He's the fitness director for the Milton and Betty Katz Jewish Community Center of Atlantic County. Thanks for being with us, Bryan. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
You have a test. It's called the Functional Movement Screen, and this is a test actually used in Division I sports and in the NFL, but you're bringing it to the JCC. Give us an idea as to why and why you think this is a good idea for people using your fitness facility.
Well, I think the biggest reason we brought it to the facility is that we run the full gamut as far as age group and athlete and senior citizen alike. And the reason we brought it to the table was for the fact that we realized that most people don't move properly. You know, they have a shoulder injury, they have a back injury or something along those lines. And what we found when people sign up at the gym, you know, they start an aerobics class, they start working out, whatever have you, but yet they can't squat properly in everyday life. You know, they bend down with their backs or they hurt their knee going down or whatever have you. And most of the time it seems like the people are just adding fitness to dysfunction. All right, so what we've tried to do is use this test, which like you said is used in the NFL, and try to develop corrective strategies for people to fix their basic movement patterns before they start worrying about getting stronger or losing weight or whatever have you.
Let's focus on how this actually works. It's 7 different tests to screen for basic movement that we use on a regular basis, but it's also movement that we would use in an aerobics class or we would use in weightlifting or any type of other function that we would use to get in better shape. It's things like squats. Give us an idea as to what's included in these tests.
All right, so essentially it's 7 tests. All right, there's a squat, there's a single leg pattern like running. All right, there's a lunging pattern, there's a shoulder mobility, a hip mobility, a trunk stability push-up, and then a rotary stability, or almost like a crawling or creeping pattern. All right, they're very primitive patterns. We develop developmentally, kinesiology-wise, from a baby, and we progress up into these patterns from crawling, rolling over to crawling to squatting to standing to running, right? And what we found that most people have lost that basic pattern. They can't crawl anymore, essentially, or they can't squat anymore. They can't reach their hand behind their head, and that's an issue. You know, so you shouldn't be doing a shoulder press or a squat or a bench press if you can't do the basic patterns which we were designed to do.
Now you actually score people for these different tests, and you're scored 0 to 21, and it's ranked either pain, asymmetry, and then dysfunction. If people are scored very low, you would recommend a physical therapist.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of times the gym might not be the best place for them. You know, they should go to a physical therapist or at least go see a medical professional to get whatever's fixed. So the first thing is going to be a 0 if there's pain. If there's 0, then we refer them out and they come back to us. After that, anything below really a 14 with no asymmetry, we're going to prescribe corrective strategy. Anything above 14 with 0 asymmetries is a positive. They can do pretty much everything they want in the gym.
Now, if someone scores higher on this test and you're working toward this goal of having really perfect form, are there certain things that we can do to better our form, to have that really great squat, to have these really good lunges in the gym, to really get toward that perfect form as we would as a professional athlete?
Well, I think ultimately, one, get screened. You know, it's all over the country. But if not, when you are at the gym, you know, make sure that your squat does look good and that you're not pushing past bad form. You know, a lot of times in these, especially in the workouts now, where it's all about push hard, push hard, push hard, they forget that, you know what, it's all about doing things the correct way and then progressing into the hard work type exercises.
Some good advice there, because many people want to progress as quickly as possible and see as many results as quickly as possible.
Right, absolutely.
But you say get back to basics, and that can be really what it's about.
Absolutely.
And we just have a short time left, but with the screening test, would it be recommended for everyone regardless of what we think our ability might be at the gym?
Everyone. I mean, we're trying to use it as a standard operating procedure throughout the whole entire fitness industry. All right, so you can come to myself or somebody else at another facility and say, hey, my score's a 12. I want to see if I've gotten better. Can you test me?
Thanks so much.
Thank you
great
very
advice.
much.
Thanks for being with us, Bryan.
Thanks.
We've been talking with Bryan Smith. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers.